Okay, as we start to look back at what we've learned, we're going to surmise what we've come to see working and not working for a matrix, addition or subtraction. So, what was the first thing we learned? Well, we stated that a a matrix must have the same row, cross, column to add or subtract them. That's what we learned. Each element of matrix A matrix A, sorry about that, must be combined whether it's a plus or a minus to the same place element in matrix uh, the sum or difference of two matrices form a new matrix of the same row cross column. All right. So they want us to perform this action, and this one is subtraction. And we're going to do it both ways. Or maybe, no, we'll just do it by hand. So if we have the subtraction process, this means every sign of the element in matrix B changes. In other words, if it's negative, it becomes positive. If it's positive, it becomes negative. So that's what we'll be doing with this. So let's get started here. All right. So the action that we're going to take is going to be, and I'm going to make a matrix here. And we have three rows and 4 columns. 3 rows, 4 columns. So we're good. So it's going to be 2 minus a 2 for the first one. Then it'll be 8 minus a 3 for the second one. Then a 13 minus a 7. Then a 1 minus a 10. On the second row, we'll have a 6 minus a 3. Then we're going to have a 4 minus a negative 4. So that's a double negative rule. Then we're going to have a negative 1 minus a negative 3. Then we're going to have on the last item 5 minus 5. The last row, I'm going to have a 1 minus an 8, a 2 minus a 0, a 0 minus a negative 3, and then the last one is 10 minus 18. Okay, from this, we're going to have the following, and I'll work down here. 2 minus 2, a 0. 8 minus 3, a 5. 3 minus 7, a 6. 1 minus 10, negative 9. So that was my first subtraction of matrix A by matrix B. Now my next row, is 6 minus 3 is 3. 2 negatives make a positive, so I have 4 plus 4, an 8. Negative 1 minus 2 negatives make a positive, so I have a 2. And 5 minus 5 is a 0. Here's my last row, and I'm going to have 1 minus 8, negative 7. 2 minus 0 is still a 2. 0 minus a negative 3 is a positive 3. And 10 minus 18 is a negative 8. Okay, so this is the new matrix of matrix A minus matrix B. All right, so it can be done by calculator. And I think I'll do the next one by calculator. And once I show you this, it can be done by calculator. Now, the only thing about working with a calculator is take your time. And we'll go through that on this next one. So we're going to do it simultaneously. We're going to do it first by hand because these aren't really upsetting. So this is, let me get my color. This is matrix A, matrix B, and matrix C. And both of them are square matrices of a 2 by 2. All right, and we have action. Now we know from order of operations we have to go from left to right. So our first step would be to subtract. So we're going to do that one first. And here we go. I'm going to have a 2 minus a 5, and then a 3 minus an 8. That's the first row of A and B and subtracting process. 0 minus a negative 5, and then we have 11 minus a 5. All right. And to that, we're going to add our 8 and 8, 5 and 3. Okay, so I'm going to do this math. And this is going to be 2 minus 5 is a negative 3. Negative 3 and negative 8 is a negative 11. 2 negatives make a positive, so 0 plus 5 is 5. And 11 minus 5 is a positive 6, to which we're going to add the last matrix C. All right. So now we're looking at -3 plus the 8, -11 plus the 8, 5 plus 5, and 6 plus 3. And now we have our solution, our simplification. And we're going to have as a solution a 5, a -3, a 10, and a 9. All right, so let's do it by calculator. All right, so our first step is we're going to do by calculator. I'm going to do second matrix, second, and that's our inverse key because that says matrix above. Second matrix. You'll see a row of commands. They are name, math, edit. All right, these two categories tell us what we need. So we want to go to edit. So we're going to arrow over to edit. And it'll be highlighted. All right. And then the next step is to choose number 1A by enter. Okay. Then it's going to give you a new window. We're going to enter 2 and then by 2. And that means using the enter key. And then enter the matrix. We're going to repeat to enter 2 for matrix B and 3 for matrix C. So let's do that first. All right. So there we go. I'm going to pull up my calculator and I'm going to go second matrix. I'm going to arrow over till it's highlighted and enter. I'm going to put a 2, enter, and let me put it higher. 2, enter, 2. And now it's a table of 2. I'm going to go 2. Now remember, it's -3. Make sure it's a negative key, 0, and 11. All right, notice that it's all correct. So now I forgot to tell you to go to second matrix again, go to edit, and you're going to scroll, highlight B and enter. Now we're in the B and we want a 2 by 2. And we're entering the numbers in the matrix, 5, 8, -5, 5. All right, now I have that one. So I'm going to go second matrix, and I'm going to go to edit, and I'm going to go to C. And I want to enter 2 by 2. This is going to be an 8, a 5, and a 3. And I make sure I have it right. So I have it right. So I'm going to do second quit on my home screen. So now I'm going to write some notes. So let me get the calculator down. So our second step, you do a second, the mode key for quit for the home screen. All right. So once we do that, then we want to do some math. So we name it. So we're going to do second matrix again. And we know that's the X inverse key. And the first one is name. Do you remember it was name? And under name, and the number 1 is highlighted. So enter. It'll paste it on the home screen. Then put a minus, not the negative, a minus, and do again. Second matrix. And you're going to choose number 2. That means arrow down. To 2, and it's matrix B, and enter. And it'll paste it on the home screen. Then repeat it again, and it was plus. Let me see, we had the minus, now we have. Now we're going to hit our plus key, and we're going to do second matrix. Choose number 3 by the down arrow, and I forgot to do that up there, and I'm sorry, I kind of put it together. For matrix C. Enter. And then we're going to enter to see sum. All right. And I'm saying sum, I should say combination. So here we go. And are you ready? So let's do, I did all of the edits. So now all we have to do is name it. So here I go. I'm going to go second matrix, name 1. All right. Minus second matrix. And I'm going to down arrow, see that? And I'm going to choose B. Plus, because that's what they wanted. Second matrix, and then I'm going to go down to the third one, and then I'm going to hit enter, and I believe that's what we have. Let's look. 5, -3, 10, and 9. There you go. And you can see that we match. Oh, sorry. I have got the panels crazy. Well, we're just going to close it. There we go. All right. So you can see that this is after we entered. this is after we gave it all the commands. It takes patience, but you can do this. If they're small, well, you can do them easily. If they're not small, well, then you might want to use the calculator to make sure. All right, so this one cannot be done. It has to be done by hand because it's got variables. The elements have variables. All right. So they want us to add these terms. And first we notice that we have a 2 by 2 and a 2 by 2. All right, just looks kind of strange. So let's get started here. So I'm going to have a negative 3x plus 5y plus a negative 8x plus 9y. All right, so that's my first term. Now my second term, sorry about that. I'm not wearing my glove. Okay. And the second one is a negative 6x plus y plus 2x. Now on my second row, I have a 6x minus 2y plus 2y minus 5x. And then I'm going to have 4x minus 4y plus 4x plus 3y. All right. So now it's just a matter of addition of like terms. I have a negative 3x and a negative 8x. Like signs, add and keep the sign. So that's going to be a negative 11x. I have a 5y and a 9y. Like signs, add and keep the sign. So that would be 14y. Now here I have negative 6x and positive 2x. Negative 4x plus that y. All right, I'm on this line here. 6x plus 2x, no, minus 2, sorry about that. Minus 5x is x. And now I have a minus 2y. Then the last term, I have 4x plus 4x is 0. Then I have a negative 4y plus 3y is a negative y. And I have done that action. That one cannot be done by calculator because we have so many different variables in the mix. Ooh, bad math there. That's 8x. Sorry about that. 4x plus 4x is 8x. Oh, what is wrong with your instructor? What I have here? Yep, we got it. We got it. The two y's. Let me see what I have here. Those disappear. Sorry about that. Oh my goodness. What's wrong with me? 6x minus 5x is x. Negative 2y plus 2y is 0. Boy, look at that. Mercy sakes. I better slow down. So right here, we have where all elements are real numbers, the matrices to show that the statement is true for 2 by 2 matrices. All right. And we're proving commutative property. All right. So we're saying A plus B. All right. So if I have A plus B, I'm going to have A. Now 1, 1 means first column, first element, plus B, 1, 1. And then I'm going to have A, 1, 2, first row, second element, plus B, 1, 2, which is that the matrix B, first row, second element. Then I'm going to have A, 1, 2, 1, plus B, 2, 1. And then I'm going to have A, 2, 2, plus B, 2, 2. All right. And that's my sum. And we're going to see if it equals B plus A. All right. So that means B comes first. B, 1, 1, plus A, 1, 1. B, 1, 2, plus A, 1, 2. On the next line, I'll have B, 2, 1, plus A, 2, 1. And B, 2, 2, plus A, 2, 2. And you can see it is commutative, the same answer. So it is true for commutative property. All right, that was good. All right, now we're getting into a little bit language. It's not anything difficult, but we're going to be looking at it in the sense of combining. We're only adding. I'm going to put my glove on so nothing pops up. Okay, so here we go. In February, a new car sales decreased by 4, but the new truck sales increased by 25%. The used car sales increased by 50%, while the used truck sales increased by 7. Write the vehicle sales matrix. All right. Now understand, oh, I'm sorry, I mixed the first part. This is our start structure in January. All right. So what we have now is February. All right. In February, we have new cars and used. All right. So here we go. Okay. The new car decreased by 4. But the new truck sales, oh, cars and trucks. This is cars. And let me do that again. Cars and trucks. I'm going to leave the title off. I didn't leave myself enough room. So this one started at 20, and then sales increased by 25%. All right. Then it said the used car sales increased by 50%. So that was 20 plus 20 times 50%. And the used truck sales increased by 7. So that was 14 plus 7. All right. Now, this is the action we're taking. Okay. In the new cars, we had decreased by 4, minus 4. And then we had sales increase, that's plus 25%, plus 25% of that number. Then on the second line, it said that car sales, used car sales, increased by 50%. So we put the plus 50 of the 20, 50% of the 20, which is 0.5. While the used car sales decreased, increased by 7. Increased by 7, sorry. We did good. All right, so now we're going to do the math and do the new matrix. And we've got the new, I hear you, Sadie, and the used. Oh, cars and trucks. All right, so we're going to do the math. 16 minus 4 is 12. And now we're going to do the calculator so you can see the calculator working. All right. Okay, so we're going to do on this guy the 20 plus the quarter, 25%, times that 20. So our total is 25. And on the next line, we have an increase again of 20 plus 20 times the 50%. And I get 30. And the last part is 14 plus 7, which is 21. All right. So these are the records for, now remember, this is January up there. This is February. Write a matrix that represents the total vehicle sales over the 2-month period. So that we want to add the January plus the February to give us the 2-month sales. All right. So this means I put down what I have. I have the new and the used, and we know it's cars and trucks. So this is going to be 16, 20, 20, 14. And I'm going to add to it February, which we said was 12, 25, 30, and 21. So for the 2-month sales of cars and trucks, both new and used, is going to be 16 plus 20. I'm sorry, 12. I'm doing that wrong. And then it's going to be 20 plus 25, 20 plus 30, and 14 plus 21. Let's see what I have. 12, 25, 30, and 21. Good deal. And this is the 2-month sales. This is 28, 45, 50, and 35. All right. And you can see how easy this application is for a business owner that has a car lot. All right. So now it asks us, write a matrix showing the change in sales from January to February. All right. So this means that the change from January to February. So we're taking what February is and subtracting January. That's the change. All right. So that lets you know how much a change there was. So I'm going to have a 12, 25, 30, and 21 minus my January, 16, 20, 20, and 14. And that's going to give me 12 minus the 16. And we're going to get the 25 minus the 20, the 30 minus the 20, and the 21 minus the 14. I'm going to get a -4, a +5, a +10, and a +7. And that is what was stated in the statement above. All right, so let's look at this information here, and I probably need more room. All right. A dietitian prepares a diet specifying the amount a patient should eat of 4 basic groups. Group 1 is meat, Group 2 is fruits and vegetables, Group 3 is breads and starches, and Group 4 is milk products. The amounts are given in exchanges that represents 1 ounce of meat, 1/2 cup of fruits and vegetables, 1 slice of bread, 8 ounces of milk, or other suitable measurements. All right. So what we have here are the following. Remember what we have, our groups. Okay, let's do that. So our groupings, which are our headers, the number of changes for breakfast for each of the 4 groups is represented by that. And then lunch by that, and dinner by that, right? A 3x4 matrix using this information. So let's talk about the breakdown. The breakdown was breakfast, lunch, and what's the third one? Dinner. Making sure I'm using the same language. All right. And our four groupings were meats, fruits and vegetables, breads, starches, and our last one was milk. All right. So we had for our matrices here, 1, 1, 1, 1. So we could use one of each. For lunch, it was 2, 3, 3, 1. And for dinner, 3, 2, 1, and 1. All right. So this is our matrix and we see that it is a 3 by 4. So we're good there. All right. Now it says the amounts of a carbohydrates and proteins in appropriate units per exchange in each food group respectively are as follows. Use the information to write a 4 by 3. A 4 by 3. So remember we had our groups. Sadie, stop. Sorry, it's my dog. Let me put her out. She wants to bark at something. Best laid plans. We have group 1, 2, 3, and group 4, because we have 4. And our categories are fats, carbs, and protein. All right. So now, it said here, use information. Fats are going to be, for group 1, 8, 0, 0, 15. Carbs are 1, 11, 14, and 12. Proteins are 7, 2, 2, and 7. All right. And you can see 4 by 3. All right. So then they're asking us, there are 8 calories per exchange of fat, 4 calories for exchange of carbohydrates, and 8 calories exchange for proteins. So now what we're doing is constructing. We're getting ready to do other processes and solving these matrices, and this is a segue. So our categories again are fat and carbs and protein. Okay, so now that I have these listings, I'm going to do the values they said. Fat exchanges are 8 for fat, 4 for carbs, and 8 for proteins. So this is a 3 by 1. Okay. Okay, so what are we doing here? Well, we want to notice all the relationship structures. All right, so let's look at that first. And categories. All right, so let's look at them. The first one was the headings or the divisions were meats, fruits and vegetables, breads and starches, and milk. And we had those were the categories. And the grouping, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Then we called them group one, group two, group three, group four for those headings and broke it down into fats, carbs, and proteins. The third one broke what their calories are in exchange for fats, 8 for carbs and 8 protein. In each one, we've had connections with what we have, and one of them it was a category, and then the other was a listing because of their value. And one of them was the category, and then it became groups. So this connection is going to be very important as we get to solving complex matrices for multiplication. And so it's very important that we see the groupings for what they are. Here it was content that was the categories. Here it was type that was the category. And over here it was calories for that same content we had in the previous one. So then we notice that. And then it is this structure will be important when we multiply. Matrices. All right, it's a segue. All right, now do your homework. Thank you for listening.